Hello and welcome to episode 96 of the Pixel Street Podcast for Friday, April 17th, 2020. As always, I am one of your hosts, Joel Campos, and I am joined with the man who has mastered the turnip stock exchange, John Hansen.
It's not like that's a really hard thing to do. I'm
Not
pretty
at
sure
all.
everyone has.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of a single person selling below what they bought them for.
Right? Like, it's as simple as, hey, look, check online. Okay, I can make an easy 5 to 6 time profit on what I paid for it.
Yeah, I just sold mine a little bit earlier for $554 each, so pretty happy with that.
Yeah, so it's such an easy way to break the game.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like, I don't know, I haven't played any other Animal Crossing, but I think that this one in particular is way more, I don't know, social.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I feel like the older ones, you couldn't really play online. I'm not sure about that last DS one, but
I don't think so. I think this is the first multiplayer one, but I've never played them either, so I couldn't tell you for sure.
yep. But as always, you can find us on most podcast platforms where we talk about one of the things we love most, and that is video games. This week we're going to be talking about the ESRB in-game purchasing ratings. We'll get into that in a little bit. Pokemon Pink, is it a thing? I don't know. John will talk about that. And the PlayStation 5 controller was revealed since the last time we recorded. So, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, but we'll get into that in a bit. Before we get to that, you can find the Pixel Street Podcast on most podcast platforms on Friday mornings, as well as on YouTube. You can now watch the show directly on our Facebook page by searching for Pixel Street Podcast over there. We're going to be doing another giveaway here soon. This is episode 96. We're getting close to 100. Probably either when we hit 100 episodes or 100 follows, we'll probably be doing a giveaway. So yeah, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Pixel Street Pod for those giveaways. Let's get into the new releases, John.
I can tell you what's not releasing this week, and it's Cyberpunk 2077.
Was it supposed to come out?
It was supposed to come out tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow. How depressing is that?
Right? Yeah, especially when you look at what else is coming out this week, because there is
you don't want to play
nothing.
Rover Wars? Theme Park Simulator?
I
Trader Simulator?
I will give a quick shout out to a game I played. I think I played this. It was either during that video game blog days or Culture of Gaming days, but Save Your Nuts is coming to Xbox One and the Switch, which is a very small indie game. You play as a team of squirrels, and so it's either 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. I can't exactly remember, but you're on two sides of a map. A nut falls in the middle, and you guys fight over taking it to your home. It's really simple, but it's a lot of fun, and the physics in it are pretty fun to play with.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list, and there's literally a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of indie games, which, I mean, that's probably going to be the big story for this year. Yeah, coming into this year, we all thought that this was going to be just the banger season of big release after big release, which it was setting up to be, but current events and then also just delays in general have changed that a bit.
Yeah, I mean, what's the next big release? It was supposed to be The Last of Us, but that got delayed.
I mean, Gears Tactics is a pretty big one.
Oh yeah, I guess. I'm interested to see how that is. I didn't watch that Inside Xbox that was last week, or the week. I think it was last week. But yeah. So I haven't really seen any gameplay or what they were talking about with that. But I know that it has no in-game transactions or something like that.
Yeah, it. I think it's supposed to be XCOM, but Gears of War.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested. I've never played an XCOM game or anything like that, so I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, I haven't either. But yeah. No, it looks cool, and I mean, it'll be a Game Pass game, so why not?
Yeah, but it's PC only, right?
Yeah, it's PC only. It's coming to console at some point in the future, but this being a very obvious PC-focused game, they're putting that out first and going to work on the console later.
All right. Yeah. I'm looking forward to trying that when it does come out. But in terms of new releases, we got a whole lot of nothing for quite a while here. We just got Final Fantasy VII Remake last week. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I think that's going to be the last major release for a while here.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Gears Tactics, but who knows how that's going to be. Nobody really knows because they have never released one like that.
No. Really good time to knock off your backlog.
Oh, yeah. And we could talk about that when we talk about what we've been playing. Which is right now, John.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
All right. Let's get this over with. So I've been playing Animal Crossing New
And
Horizons.
you love it.
I like it. Okay. So it's unfortunate that Connor's not here because I was really holding off giving these impressions for a while. But
I mean, if you want, we can hold him off.
Nah, we'll just get him out because it's...
Well, yeah, you're not going to let him be here to
to
defend his baby?
Well, I think he would really echo some of my sentiments. But let's start off with the good things. First of all, this game came out at a perfect time.
Yeah.
It's great for millions of people. I'm happy about that. And it's a good little game to waste time in. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, they've improved on a lot of things that Animal Crossing has been dealing with in the past, and everyone loves the little characters and everything. But it hits that same problem that we talk about every single time Nintendo comes out with an online game. The online is terrible. It's awful. Joining into another island takes too long. It stops everyone from playing for a good minute, where you're just sitting there watching a menu with a blinking light every single time.
Yep.
You can't put down furniture or anything when people are on your island. There's just so many restrictions that it's just ridiculous. It really makes this, for me at least, a game that I enjoy better on my own. I've played it pretty much every day since I bought it. I hop in and I'll play for about a half hour or so, and I'll pick all my fruit, I'll buy whatever I need to buy from the store, and I'll do whatever. So I usually play for about a half hour to an hour a day. And it's great for that. It's just one of those games you hop into. Okay, I have a checklist. Run down that. Get everything done. Deal with whatever else you want to deal with. And then you shelve it until the next day. It's great for that. But I also, especially in the early game parts, I found that it was a game that really pushed you away from playing it. Because you would get one or two things done. And then you go to talk to Tom Nook, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't have anything for you until tomorrow." It's like,
yeah, that's
okay.
One of the negatives for me. There was a lot of that, especially in the beginning.
Yeah,
but it's also kind of a plus in terms of it gives you a reason to come back every day.
Yeah,
and I thought that was cool, but at the same time, they weren't giving you enough to do each day. If you wanted, you said, you play a half hour to an hour every day. If you wanted to play the game for 4 hours a day, there's really no incentive.
No, there isn't, unless you're buying constant tickets to go to random islands and just farm for stuff there. But I don't get any enjoyment out of that. I find that I get enough bills from just picking my fruit. I get a good 50 to 60,000 every day from it. So I'm like, I don't need to go farming. So it's just, I don't know. It's a good game, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff holding it back from being great for me. And I'm happy for anyone that's having a great time with it. I'm really happy that it came out when it did, because I think it's definitely helped a lot of people through a hard time right now. I can't see a situation where we get to the end of 2020 and this is in running for Game of the Year. there's just too much holding it back for me.
I agree.
There's a lot of stuff that just like even like control wise on it, it's having tools that break down constantly is so annoying in this game. In Breath of the Wild, I could see it with the weapons and everything. Okay, yeah, big open field. There's always tons and tons of weapons for you to go out and find. In this, you're on a little island. You're already grabbing stuff all the time, but like the crafting system that they put in this isn't really fun to deal with. You can only craft things one at a time. Like there isn't even an option in there if you have enough things to be like, okay, craft me 3 shovels so I'm ready for the future. No, you have to first make the flimsy shovel. Okay, does this thing. Yeah, I made a flimsy shovel. Do you want to craft again? Yes. And then go in and use that same shovel that you just made to make a better shovel. Yep. Like, it's such a waste of time.
Yeah, and the one thing that I was trying to make a bunch of that made me realize this was me and a buddy were trying to fish for the snapping turtle, which is kind of a rare spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So we first went to the beach, because you have to catch them, I think, in a river. So we first went to the beach and dug up, all the, I forget what they're called, clams or whatever, to make, fishing bait. And so we each dug up like 20 or 30 of those. And then we went to go make the fishing bait, and it took like twice as long just because we had to sit there and hit A. Yes, I want to craft this. It brings
and
you back
wait
out,
for them to go through the
again.
animation. Yeah.
It takes so long to do stuff like that, and it's very frustrating. Like they need to have like a like you said, either give you an option to like craft all. Like if for that instance, that's literally the only thing you can craft with that I know of. Those like clams that you find on the beach. But yeah, they need to fix something there.
Yeah, that it's such a small little inclusion too. Like that's such a small quality of life thing that makes the game so much more enjoyable on my end, at least. Yeah. Also, one more thing that I want to complain about is having the stores closed down every night. Especially at the beginning of me playing this, I was playing late at night, which the Nook's Cranny and all the stores and a lot of stuff would just close down and you can't do anything until the next morning. I was like, it was like during a period where I was like staying up all night long and pretty much sleeping all day, and I would just gather stuff and just not do anything with it because there wasn't anywhere for me to go. I couldn't get bells right away. I couldn't buy stuff. It was really frustrating to me.
Yeah, because so when you get later in the game and you unlock, their little shop, you can go up to that Dropbox thing and you can sell your stuff for I think 80% of what it's worth.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the game you can't do that.
No. And
so,
then
you need them to be open for it to work, and they close I think at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, there wasn't really any incentive for me to keep playing at night, which, like, what about people that are working that work like all day and they only get to play late at night?
Yeah it makes sense. There's a lot of little things like that are very irritating. But for some reason, I keep playing every day.
No, yeah, like I said, it's a good game for that checklist mentality. I like it in that case. It's really good to keep going back to. Before we go on, they just got done with the Bunny Day event, which I personally believe is the worst fucking event I've ever played in my life.
It was terrible.
It was awful.
Yeah, there were eggs everywhere. You would think you were digging up a fossil, and like, nope, it's an egg.
Yeah,
you'd think you were like, especially if you were trying to fish, like if you were trying to catch a rare fish or something, you just couldn't do it because every other
fishing
thing
tournament.
You caught was an egg.
My god, they had the fishing tournament during it, and I was doing it. There was one case where 3 straight fishing opportunities brought me eggs, so they didn't count.
That sucks. Yeah, because so I didn't participate in the fishing tournament. I got on and it was like, oh, it ends in 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, I tried it once and I think I was able to get one thing. I don't even know what I got from it. Maybe the cooler or something. I don't know.
yeah, it was just fishing stuff, so whatever. But still, like, that was so aggravating to me. That's what killed me from going on with the fishing tournament. I'm like, I am not doing this all day. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and the online is so frustrating. Because, like, I've been joining people every week, at least once a week, to sell my turnips, and just joining them sucks. Like, I load in, I take 3 steps, and then somebody else is joining because this person posted their code, you know, on Facebook or Reddit, whatever it is, Twitter. And so it's just constantly, and then you have to wait for, you know, everybody to load in. And then once you get there to sell your stuff,
someone leaves and you have to wait again.
And then somebody leaves and you have to wait just as long. It's just, it takes so much time to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of it, like, me having played with friends, we played last week, me, you, and Connor, amongst other people, and like, not being able to put furniture down is a huge buzzkill, because it's like, you want to show off stuff or something, you really can't.
Yeah, no, you can't at all unless it's already down. You can't put anything in the plaza at all, which is ridiculous to me.
I never understood that.
Yeah, I had one time where I saw a bug flying through there that I hadn't gotten my museum yet, which, quick shout out, the museum is awesome. I love everything about the museum. That just collecting things and taking at the bladders is fun, and I really enjoyed looking at what I've caught, what I found, and everything. That is great. But I was there was one of my villagers was chasing a bug through the plaza, and I went, oh, hey, I need that. So I went up to catch it, and I was standing in the plaza. Well, my inventory was full at the moment. So he's like, oh, should I let go of something? Well, I couldn't place down any of the, like, rocks or anything I had because I was standing in the plaza.
Oh.
I couldn't
it just disappeared?
No, it made me release something else, but I wasn't standing close enough to the water, so I couldn't get rid of one of the fish I already had, and at the time I only had bugs that I hadn't given up, so I just had to give up a bug that hadn't been in my museum yet. Like,
yeah,
that
sucks.
Was so annoying to me. I hated that. Like, it was like, that, why? Like, this is just open area. Like, literally the only difference from the plaza to anywhere else on the island is that at the beginning it's dirt, and after that it's like a brick walkway. Like, you should easily be able to put something there.
Yeah, or at least, I don't know, have it be some sort of upgrade option. Like, maybe they give you, like, you know, 5 to 10 different options that you could choose from in terms of what your plaza looks like, and maybe you pay Tom Nook to upgrade it like you do everything else. Yeah. Like, maybe throw a fountain in there, some benches, I don't know. Yeah. Other than just having a brick, you know, platform.
Yeah. For you personally, since both of us haven't ever really been Animal Crossing in the past, like, out of 10, what would you give this game?
See, I don't know. That's hard for me. I feel like I would lean towards giving it a higher score because this is the first video game my girlfriend has wanted to play with me.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
So it's really fun playing with her. She's right behind me.
Gotcha. Personally, I would give it like an 8 out of 10 because, like you said, there's a lot of good stuff in there, but man, there's so much that just weighs it down for me. Like, this could easily be like a 9, close to a 10 game for me, but it's just so many small inconveniences that I look at as these are simply fixed, and it's very aggravating for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would probably give this game a 9, at least a 9 in my eyes, just because of the fact that, like I said, my girlfriend, you know, enjoys playing it with me. We actually bought her own Switch Lite to play it and her own copy of the game because we were fighting over my island. And like every day I sign into work, and then like I start working at 7 in the morning every day, and at 8 a.m. I get an IM from 2 coworkers who play the game, like, yo, what are those turnip prices today? Like, because everybody wants to know, and then I get texts from people asking what my turnip prices are. It just, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy going into other people's world and kind of seeing what they're doing.
Yeah, with their that's space. Been nice. I just don't like waiting so long.
I know. It's a buzzkill. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm sure you will too. And Connor probably isn't on the podcast because he's probably playing it right now.
Yeah, probably.
Moving on, I played through Watch Dogs 2 in this past week. I don't know. It was on sale for $20 for the gold edition. Mm-hmm. So my buddy who I game share with, he bought it. And I decided to give it a shot, and I enjoyed it a lot. The story was all right. It wasn't very long. I want to say it took like 10 to 11 hours to beat. I kind of just mainlined it. I didn't really do many of the side stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was cool seeing all the San Francisco spots because I went to San Francisco a few years ago, like 2 years ago, and it was cool seeing all the places that I had been like in the game. So that was cool, which was really cool in Watch Dogs 1 because it was Chicago and that's where I live. So I could see some stuff there too. But this game, the cops are extremely annoying. Cops and security guards, gang members, whatever you want to, when you're infiltrating a base or something, or like a hideout, if one person sees you, immediately everybody in the area knows exactly where you are. Like, there's maybe half a second of time. Like, it doesn't give you that sense of, like, all right, this guy saw me. I have 2 seconds to take him out before he, like, calls in or anything like that. Mm-hmm. It's just immediately everybody knows where you are. So they're constantly just, if somebody sees you and you don't take them out within half a second, everybody's just bum rushing your location. So, and I'm not a huge fan of stealth games. So, and I think that this tries to push stealth a little too much in that sense. Even though this should really be a game where you can choose whether to be stealthy or, kind of go all in. But the hacking in this game is really cool. It can be really funny. One of my buddies who I was playing it with, he like stumbled across these people who were getting married, and he called so you can hack people's like identities to make them wanted, like anybody in the game, any of the NPCs. He hacked the bride to be wanted, and then the cops came and arrested her.
That's funny. So
it was, pretty funny. And then like I hacked this donut guy. This guy dressed up like a donut, like as a mascot for this donut shop. Mm-hmm. And I had him arrested, and then he got into a fight with the cops. There's just a lot of funny scenarios that can happen. It makes me excited for Watch Dogs 3, which we looked up, and it was supposed to be out at the beginning of March. Based on their original release date they had announced.
Yeah.
But it's been delayed indefinitely, so I have a feeling it's going to be a next-gen game.
Yeah, no, that's Ubisoft delayed all of their big releases this year because of what is it, the Tom Clancy game last year, Breakpoint?
Oh, Breakpoint, yeah.
Yeah, because that one was such a disappointment, and they wanted to fix up their other games because of it, and they already confirmed that all of those games are coming on the next gen consoles, but they're also going to be on current as well, so it's going to be on both.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this was a perfect game at $20 for me to buy, or well, I technically didn't pay for it, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like for right now, this is a game I wanted to play. I just never got around to it, and it was short enough to where it didn't seem like a drag to keep going. Like the NPCs and stuff, like I was saying, them detecting you and knowing immediately where you are and bum rushing you, it was annoying enough to where if this game was 5 or 10 hours longer, I probably would have gave up and not played through it. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing it. I want to go back into it and try and get all the achievements in it because I don't think it's terribly hard to do. I just got to do some of the DLCs, quests, and the side quests, which there are not many. It's not a very big game. Like, I shouldn't say that. It's a pretty big city. It's just not a very full game, I should say, in terms of the quests. But I've been enjoying it. Yeah, that's Watch Dogs 2.
Cool.
What else have you been playing?
All right, so recently Microsoft and Sony have both been running spring sales with a lot of good deals on both sides. On the Xbox side, I went a little crazy and bought a bunch of games. You know how there's that meme about like the Steam sales, like everyone like sees a bunch of games on
and just buys them.
Yeah, that was kind of me the other day. I ended up buying like 11 games.
All
But
right.
yeah, like I bought the Kingdom Hearts games that recently released because
I saw that tweet.
those games are as the first couple of games at least are just so precious to me. And even though I have played
How much was that on Xbox?
so when they released, I think I talked about how it was ridiculous that they were full price games. During the spring sale they were $20. So
$20 each?
So 20 for the 1.5 and 2.5 collection, and then 20 for the 2.8.
Whatever that means. All right, I believe you.
Kingdom Hearts fans know what I'm talking about. So yeah, especially that first one, the 1.5 and 2.5, that is 100% worth that, because that is like 6 games right there.
Okay.
The other one, it's like 2 games. But yeah, I love the series and I played through a bunch of them. Another game I bought was Donut County, which I'm gonna talk about that during our topic of the show.
Is that on Xbox?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's
I wanna
on
check that
everything,
out.
I believe. It's I want to save that for our topic of the show, because we're going to be talking about games that have been keeping us sane, and that has been a perfect one for that. But another game I bought was Guts and Glory. Have you ever heard of this game?
Not until I just looked up a YouTube video, and this looks ridiculous. It looks
It
like
is-
Goat Simulator almost.
Uh,
It's got like the same style in terms of like just being super goofy and doing nothing.
I'll give you that. So this is a game that it's a time trial game where you choose from a bunch of different people to play as. There's one guy that rides on a bike with his wife on the back in like a baby seat. There's one named Jack and Jill, where it's an old guy on a bike and the girl is in a wagon that you're pulling along. There's a couple cars. There's a Evel Knievel like person.
What the fuck?
It's a bunch
His
of
body
things
just
like
exploded.
that. Yeah, as you go through, there's a bunch of death traps. Like the track will throw saw blades at you. They'll be swinging around wrecking balls. There's mines on the ground, and you're just trying to make it through. And it is so much fun. I love this game.
Oh my god!
It's insane.
You know, the kid that was on the back, his head got stuck on something, and he's just dangling there.
Yeah.
Is this on the Xbox?
Yep, it is. It's $15, I want to say. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me. I've enjoyed it a lot. One thing, I wish it had user-made courses like I think the PC version does. All I've seen so far is the official tracks, but those are still a ton of fun to play through, and I'm almost through all of them. But it's definitely been worth the $15 for me. I enjoy it a lot.
Okay. Yeah, this looks fucking wild.
Yeah,
it's
insane.
I'm surprised this isn't a Game Pass game, honestly.
Yeah, me too. It's do you know Tiny Build Games?
Not really.
Okay, so they've made a bunch of different smaller games like this that are just really fun. I think they made crap, what's the one? We all fall as human. Crap, I can't remember.
Human Fall Flat.
Human Fall Flat.
Okay.
I think they made that. They also made a game called No Time to Explain, which is just insane. All of their games are just wild. They're just crazy like this, and I love every single one of them. But yeah, definitely give Guts and Glory a try if you're looking for something fun to play.
Yeah, I'll look into it. See if it's still on sale, maybe. The other game that I'm going to talk about, I have another one on my list, but I'll save it for next week because I haven't gotten too far into it. But I started playing Final Fantasy VII Remake over the weekend. I think you started it as well.
I did. I'm about an hour and a half in.
Okay, I think I'm like 4.5 or 5 hours into it, and man, I'm loving it so far. This is one of those games where as a kid I started it so many times, but like I was so young when it came out that I never really understood what I was doing most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like me with Zelda.
Yeah, but Yeah, so like I remember a lot of what I've been doing already. Like there's a lot of stuff that like will happen. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that now." But I haven't never played through the whole game. And granted, this is only, I don't know, a third of the game maybe. I'm not sure what this full thing is, but
I
I've
believe
been
that's
enjoying
about
it.
what it is.
Like the graphics are awesome except for the doors. The doors look like hot garbage. I don't know if you noticed that.
I haven't really paid attention.
Oh my
now.
god. I might play it tonight, and if I do, I'm going to take a screenshot of the door and send it to you on Twitter because it is insanely bad.
All
Like
right.
you would think that the texture's from the PlayStation 1. Like that's how bad it is.
All right.
They're so bad. But yeah, the graphics overall are awesome. Gameplay is a lot of fun. Just been enjoying it so far. I've been getting distracted a lot by MLB The Show for some reason. I'm getting back into I don't know.
Me too. It's because we have no baseball.
I know.
I
just
want
keep going
baseball.
back. It's like during my lunch break, it's like, well, I could play like an hour of Final Fantasy, or I could just like play some dude online. So I've been playing people online and Diamond Dynasty. But yeah, Final Fantasy 7. It's so far it's so good. I keep seeing like most of the people enjoying it, but there's been like one in every few people who are just hating on this game, and I don't get it. I don't know if it's
because
like
it's the
they're
popular game right now.
like yeah, like are they Final Fantasy purists or are they just haters of fun for other people?
Yeah, one thing I've been seeing a lot is that the story does change up a lot from the original near the end.
Okay.
And this being a very beloved game for millions of people like that, I could see that. I don't know what the changes are or anything. Maybe Aerith survives and then stabs Sephiroth through the stomach. Who knows? Yeah, it's I don't know. I that's been the big complaint I've been seeing from people, but I think I've been seeing a lot more people saying they love this more than they don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to play through this, and then I'll probably end up picking up Final Fantasy 7 on the Switch, to be honest, and playing through that.
Yeah, earlier this year, around the new year, I actually bought Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy 7 on my Switch, and I played through the Midgar section because I wanted to at least have that part finished by when this game came out. And yeah, it seemed like a fun game. Not having grown up with it made it a little tough for me to get through, but it was pretty good. Playing this, what I've played of it seems really cool. I like some of the combat changes that they've made, and there's a lot there that I kind of hope that they carry over into Kingdom Hearts, being such a big Kingdom Hearts fan as I am. Yeah. Like the slowdown when you go to select magic or an ability to use, like I think that would be beautiful to have in Kingdom Hearts, even though there's like shortcuts and everything. If you don't have something assigned to a shortcut, it gets really annoying scrolling through the menus in real time. So that would be awesome to bring over. But I definitely will be playing more of this. I played an hour and a half when the game launched because I was covering guides and stuff, and I've just been playing too many other things at the moment, and this is a game that I think I want to play through like in a short amount of time. I want to have all my attention on it. So I'm going to hold off on it for now. But from what I've played, it made a very good first impression.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. A lot of the gameplay mechanics in this make me like really hope that whatever the next installment is in Final Fantasy, whether it be, I don't know, what are we at, 15? So 16? It really makes me hope that it plays a lot like this. But who knows, man? Who knows when that'll even be? Because like Square Enix is so bad at like long lead times on games.
Yeah, and who knows? Like they might just remake 8 from this point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first they have to get through 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say first they gotta remake 7.
Yeah, so they've got to finish off. I would guess at least 2 more 7 remakes, and then who knows? Maybe they make 16 or they make 8.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice that we have this game now, but part of me wishes that they would have just held off on announcing it and just released it as a whole thing.
Yeah,
as opposed to 3 separate, or they haven't even technically announced how many separate parts.
Yeah, I have no idea. So we'll see what happens though.
Yep. All right, let's get into the news.
All right.
You want to take the first one here?
Yeah, sure. So, there isn't a lot of big news going on right now. Our quick news section is kind of overflowing with stuff. So, some of these were kind of a stretch to throw into our main news section. But first of all, the ESRB will now note when games have in-game purchases in ratings. This is by Stephen T. Wright from GameSpot. The Entertainment Software Rating Board will now display if a game has in-game purchases with random elements like loot boxes in their rating. In the blog that accompanies the new policy, the ESRB notes that while it began to label titles with in-game purchases back in April 2018, it has made the decision to note these elements due to research that suggests that parents are more concerned about randomized in-game purchases than other types. This is from the ESRB ratings Twitter. ESRB will begin assigning a new interactive element. In-game purchases include random items. The blog also notes that the ESRB felt that labeling these games with terms like loot boxes was insufficient because there are many other mechanics for randomizing such items, including prize wheels or item packs by using a general term. The ESRB says that the new in-game purchases includes random elements. Notice will effectively communicate to the presence of these possibly objectionable elements to parents and consumers. So yeah, this is a good move. It's really late, but better late than never. I'm really glad that they did the generalization thing because you would definitely see companies like EA who said, what was their quote? They're not, oh man, what was it that they said? I'm blanking right now.
I don't even remember what you're talking
They're not in-game purchases. They're like in-game experiences or something.
Oh my god. That's the biggest load of shit.
Yeah. So now you completely rule out anyone doing that kind of bullshit. So really happy to see that.
Yeah. The only downside to this is like I know when I was a kid, my parents would have no idea. Like they wouldn't look at the box like this and read it, but I'm glad it's there for people that do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure my parents were the minority in terms of, reading that stuff or looking into it.
I think they're in the majority. There's from my time working at places like Disc Replay and GameStop, a lot of people do not read them.
Yeah, like I'm sure if I told my mom, go buy me Grand Theft Auto when I was like 8 years old, she, just the name of the game is gonna throw a red flag up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like for her, maybe then she would look into it a little more. But
if
I was telling her, hey, go buy me Call of Duty, like she's not gonna fucking look at it.
If a kid comes up to you and says, hey, will you buy me this new Star Wars game?
Yeah, like... or Rocket League.
Mm-hmm.
When it did have microtransactions,
yeah,
it wouldn't have made a difference. But yeah, nope. I'm glad that this change is going in the right direction finally.
Yeah.
You want me to take the next one?
I'll take the next one because I kind of know the background on this.
Cool.
Someone was data mining Pokemon Yellow, the old Game Boy game with Pikachu on the cover. And so this is from Jordan Alleman of IGN. Pokemon Pink was rumored to be scrap companion, the Pokemon Yellow. A rumored data mine alludes to a Pokemon Pink, which may have been planned as a companion piece to the 1998's Pikachu-focused Gen 1 spin-off Pokemon Yellow. The news arrives thanks to Pokemon historian Dr. Lava, based on information posted in an archived thread on 4chan. Dr. Lava, who has documented a number of Pokemon leaks and data mines, called the information almost certainly legit.
That's like the most half-assed thing.
I love that that's a quote from someone saying they're a doctor.
Dr. Lava.
Imagine the CDC being like, yeah, we have this information. It's certainly legit.
Almost certainly.
Almost certainly. On Reset Era, you can see a screenshot of the alleged leaked source code with the header referencing a pink and a yellow version of the game. It's thought that the information arrives from the same person or group that leaked the Space World demo ROM, a prototype of Pokemon Gold and Silver, and a series of beta Pocket Monsters that were circulated back in 2018. So yeah, if people don't know, back when Pokemon was first created, when they were thinking of like what Pokemon out of the original 151 should be the cover person. Like they landed on Pikachu, but before that, Clefairy was supposed to be the cover Pokemon. So this was almost certainly supposed to be what Pokemon Yellow was going to be, and they might have just at the time Red and Blue were out, so why not release Yellow and Pink?
Yeah,
like you got your Red and Blue for boys, Pink and Yellow for girls is kind of the thinking I think they were gonna go for, but I think they made the right move with just sticking with Yellow.
Yeah, because I wonder how far down the road that would have went with making 4 of every game.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, I mean, it's in 2020, we're just getting our first example of them not releasing a third version.
Yeah, they're finally with the times with having the expansion pass, right?
Mm-hmm.
The two expansion passes.
Yeah.
Or 2 DLCs, I think, with 1 expansion pass. I don't really know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of a stretch to throw into the main news, but like I said, slow news.
Yep, very interesting. The last article we have, which did not load on my computer for some reason. Here we go.
It's the announcement of the DualSense, the PlayStation 5 controller.
Yeah, so this comes from the PlayStation blog. Who wrote this? Hideki Nishino. We've reached an exciting milestone with PlayStation 5 as we're starting to ship our new controller in its final design to developers who are implementing its unique features into their games. But first, we wanted everyone in the PlayStation community... where are we? Sorry. I completely lost where I was at. To get a first look at the DualSense wireless controller and hear our vision for how the new controller will captivate more of your senses as you interact with the virtual worlds in PS5 games. The features of DualSense, along with PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech, will deliver a new feeling of immersion to players. When PS4 launched in 2013, the DualShock 4 wireless controller garnered a lot of positive feedback from gamers and developers for being the best PlayStation controller yet, and for introducing forward-looking features like the share button. This brought us to the next question: how do we build upon the success? After thoughtful consideration, we decided to keep much of what gamers love about DualShock 4 intact, while also adding new functionality and refining the design. Based on our discussions with developers, we concluded that the sense of touch within gameplay, much like audio, hasn't been a big focus for many games. We had a great opportunity with PS5 to innovate by offering game creators the ability to explore how they can heighten that feeling of immersion through our new controller. This is why we adopted haptic feedback, which adds a variety of powerful sensations you'll feel. This sounds so weird. Powerful sensations you'll feel when you play, such as the slow grittiness of driving a car through mud. We also incorporated adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2 buttons of DualSense, so you can truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. Yeah. What do you think of this, John?
Alright, so I did a deep dive of this for consume.com. You can check out my Twitter at RayvicShadows to get the link to that. So the form factor of the DualSense controller is a little different from what Sony has done in the past. It's a little more
ergonomic,
a little more bulky, kind of, to put it more in line with like an Xbox controller. Right away you can tell that there's quite a difference in their color scheme. They've got the two-tone black and white, which I'm like, whatever. Some people hate it, some people love it. I'm just in the this is gonna have so many different color variations in the future, so like, who cares? I'm really excited to see what they do with the new share button. It's called Create now, so you'll be able to like capture things right away, share them and all that, but there's some rumors that you'll be able to make GIFs out of your captures and everything.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds cool. To make sure everything fit into the controller and everything, they had to slightly change the angle of the triggers. So if you scroll down, I think there's like a Yeah, there's an image on the bottom there that kind of shows that they're a little slightly altered, but not much. I hate that the touchpad is back, but they probably brought it back for the PS4 backwards compatibility. I hate that thing so much. It's so pointless to have, but whatever. They brought it back. And now the light bar that used to be on the top or the back of the controller is right there in the middle on the sides of the touchpad, which makes it completely pointless. So it's a new way for it to drain your battery. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean pointless?
It's a pointless light. It doesn't do anything.
I mean, it does stuff in certain games, right?
In Infamous Second Son, it changes color to what color you're spray painting.
I know in Uncharted, it starts turning like red if you're low on health.
Okay,
but
so who's looking at their controller while they're playing?
No, very valid point. But I know one other thing is I think that the light bar is used in VR.
Okay, but now it's on the front, so it's...
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean, not, the VR isn't going
fair,
to be reading it.
To be fair, if you look at the top of the controller, it looks like you might be able to see some of the light through there. But I don't know. I can't. You can barely see it.
It doesn't look like it to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird controller design overall, I think. But
yeah, it's odd.
It looks like it'll be more comfortable than a PS4 controller because I hate the way they feel.
I don't hate the way it feels. I just hate the touchpad and the light bar. But hopefully the battery on this is better. I am happy to see it go more of a Xbox thing because I enjoy Xbox. The Xbox One controller is probably my favorite controller ever. So definitely excited to see these changes. Notably, Sony seems very confident about their controller. This is, the one thing they've actually shown us. We still haven't seen the console itself. So, yeah. And this has been the one thing that they've been very much championing with the triggers and everything. So, if anything, this is the big thing that Sony is going to be relying on in the next console generation.
Yeah, I'm interested to check it out. I want to see what the box looks like after seeing this.
Yeah,
I'm curious. Like, do you think it's going to be mostly white?
I think. Okay.
It's got to match somehow, right?
I'm gonna guess it's gonna. You know how the original PS4 kind of had like 2 layers to it? I think it'll be like that, and then one layer will be white, the other one will be black.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I'm interested.
Yeah,
definitely interested. All right, John. Let's get into the quick news.
All right.
Well, I lost the first one. Where did it go? Well, anyway, Sony is encouraging social distancing by gifting 2 free PS4 games. And those games are, I think, the Nathan Drake Collection and Journey?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Awesome. More companies need to do this. I've only really seen Ubisoft doing this, giving out free old games. And it's only on PC that they've been doing it. This is great because, one, they're awesome games that have been just critically loved and everything. And it gives people more things to do while stuck inside right now.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft did something similar.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty cool overall.
Yep.
Next one, Gamescom will go ahead at least in a digital format. Now, Gamescom's like the biggest, convention in the world, right? For gaming?
After E3.
After E3? I know that they have
E3
like 500,000 people show up to Gamescom.
Yeah. So the reason this is happening is because Germany has canceled all events in its country until like August 31st. So there was some question about Gamescom being a live show still. And, well, obviously they can't now. So they are going forward with a digital format.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I feel like this is what most of these conventions are either going to be canceled or have some sort of online presence. Like E3, I don't think do we have any official announcements on stuff about it? I know like Xbox has.
So far we know Ubisoft, Xbox. Actually, I think those are the only confirmed ones that are having their own digital event. E3 was the ESA was saying they were going to have their own digital event, but they canceled that like last week because who knows? Probably because everyone's trying to do their own thing now.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
Bethesda have said they are not doing anything, so who knows the next time we will see anything Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield related.
Yeah.
Nintendo, oddly enough, hasn't confirmed that they're doing it. You would think they would, but they've just said we'll see, which that worries me because
we're gonna get like an
we
August
still
direct.
don't know we still don't know what we're getting this year from them, except for Xenoblade Chronicles and the rumor about all these Mario games coming out, which I just want to be real. So I want them to be like, hey, yeah, we're doing this in June, and then they can announce all these games that I want. But yeah, so far only Xbox and Ubisoft have actually confirmed that they're doing stuff. We know Sony will have a state of play at some point, but we don't know when. We don't even know when they're showing off the PS5 yet. And I don't think EA has said anything yet. Oh, actually, also, WB was going to have their own conference for the first time at E3 this year. They have not said if they're doing a digital event yet or not themselves either, but I would really be interested to see what they would do.
Yeah. Moving on. Sony says Amazon listings for PC versions of Days Gone, Gran Turismo are not accurate. I think that this is bullshit.
I think at least Days Gone is coming at some point.
I don't see Gran Turismo coming, but I definitely see Days Gone coming to PC.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I feel like Days Gone didn't do as well as they were hoping.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll definitely bump their sales up.
And they're already moving first-party games over to PC, so like, just why not do it? It just doesn't make sense to me for them not to. I would think that Amazon were just trying to get ahead of the announcement, and they might have just been posting these. You know how some companies will just kind of predict what happens. Yeah. But I'm with you. I think Days Gone is coming at some point. Gran Turismo, I think that one just really depends on if there's like any wheels for PC. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Yep. Moving on. Rick May, voice of Peppy Hare, Andros, and Team Fortress 2's Soldier, dies from coronavirus.
Yeah. So this guy, these are his two biggest, his two biggest voices that he's led in gaming. Team Fortress 2 Soldier. If you played that game, you're gonna know that. And Peppy Hare and Andros are from Star Fox. So he is the guy that did the do a barrel roll voice line.
The most iconic line.
Yeah, and Andros is the main villain in that game. He's the disembodied head and hands of the monkey at the end. So really sad to see him go. Rest in peace. There's not much more to say on that.
Yeah, very sad. He's a legend, man. That do a barrel roll line.
Yeah, everywhere. He's an internet legend forever.
Yep. Moving on. The last quick news. Remote raid passes are coming to Pokemon Go. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. They announced this a few weeks ago, but they finally went into detail today about them. You're going to get new remote raid passes instead of just like the normal passes for like passing for swiping stops and everything. And so you will just go into your nearby section in Pokemon Go. If there's a raid going on there, you put in your remote raid pass and you raid from your house, which is just awesome. Like, stay home, people.
Stay home. I'll probably be doing this.
Oh yeah, I
love
be too.
Pokemon Go. So
yeah, I just need to get into the habit of opening it up at home because I really only open up Pokemon Go when I'm out.
I agree.
But I did it today for the first time, and I actually noticed that more Pokemon are spawning in my area, so I might do that some more.
Cool. All right, that wraps up the news and quick news. You want to get into the topic of the show, which is what are we doing to stay sane while at home?
Yeah, so we're kind of stuck at home. There's a lot of people saying that they're just losing their mind, not being able to go out and hang with friends. People being dumb and going out anyway. To me personally, I was kind of already suited for this kind of thing because I'm such a homebody anyway. But I really do miss going out and hanging out with my daughter. But that's something else. So what have you been doing just in this extra time you've had at home? Like, I know you're still working like during the mornings, but what are you doing?
Yeah, it's been hard, man, because like I sit at my desk all day and work, and then like as soon as I'm done working, I just start playing video games on sitting at the same exact desk.
Mm-hmm.
So it just like it repeats itself over and over. But in terms of games I've been playing, I started playing, what is it called? Like Super Reliable Delivery Service. I saw you were playing it the other day.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that game is just hilarious. Me and my buddies were cracking up just messing around in that game. It's another game it's like the same physics of Human Fall Flat, but there's more to do and there's vehicles and stuff. But yeah, it's
a much more open game than Human Fall Flat is.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Just been hanging out, I guess. It's been super boring. Like you said, like we miss like just doing anything, going to the store. Like I feel like at least once a month, me and my girlfriend will just like go to a mall just to walk around or something. But you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah. Not for the foreseeable future, at least. Yeah, my writing has definitely skyrocketed in volume lately since I've been home so much. Like I haven't left my home in probably about a month now, besides like just going to the store down the street and getting food. It's there's been some moments where I'm like, man, I would like take the garbage out yesterday to the dumpster, and it's like 30 degrees in Iowa right now, and I'd be like, man, it's so cold out, but it feels so good to be outside.
The weather hasn't helped here either, because like 2 weeks ago my girlfriend got she had tan lines from sitting on our balcony, and today there was snow all over the ground.
Yeah, there's snow on the ground here too. That just adds a little more to it. I was hoping by this point that the comfortable 50 to 60 degree weather would be sticking, but hey, that's Iowa for you. The game that's really helped me out the most is Donut County, which I was talking about earlier. So this game, all you do, it's a puzzle game that you control a hole in the ground and you move it around, and anything that falls into the hole makes it bigger. So you're just continually trying to grab bigger things. It's kind of like a Katamari kind of thing, where like you're rolling around and just making your ball bigger and bigger and bigger until you beat the level. Much smaller scale here. The levels are really small and everything. I think this was only made by like 5 or 6 people. But I absolutely love this game. I bought it a few days ago when I bought all the other games that I bought, and it's probably one of the best like puzzle game experiences I've had. Like I'd put it right up there with like Portal, just for pure enjoyment terms of it. It doesn't like look pretty or anything, but man, it's so much fun to play, and it's got a perfect little soundtrack to it that's like really relaxing and everything. Me and Connor have been, well, I actually can't speak of Connor, but me personally, during all this, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety issues, and this game really helped me just kind of relax and everything. So if you're out there just like having a nervous episode or anything, like just give this game a try. On Xbox, it's like $12. That's before it's on sale. I could not recommend it more.
Yeah, I think I'll check that out, because I know when that game came out, it looked really cool to me.
Oh yeah,
the concept just seems fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Quite a few levels in it as well. It took me probably about 4 or 5, maybe not even that long, maybe like 3 hours to beat in like 100% with all achievements and everything, but you can just go back through and play them again and again, I think, and still have a good time doing it, because it's such a gripping kind of thing, just making things fall down a hole.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out. I'll see what it's on sale for. You said it's $12, like full price or sale price?
I believe so. Full price.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, with that, I think we end episode 96 of the Pixel Street podcast. Hopefully next week Connor's here to defend Animal Crossing. But like I said, a lot of the stuff we talked about is just universal like issues people have had with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to end the show here. Email us, pixelstreetpodcast@gmail.com. Tweet at us at pixelstreetpod. Or check out our Facebook by searching for Pixel Street Podcast there. You can find me on Twitter at Campo63. I've been streaming it a lot more on Mixer since we've been quarantining. Mixer.com/Campo63. Yeah, I've just been having fun streaming games over there. John, where can we find you?
On Twitter, I am at Revek Shadows. You can find all my, well, not all my links, links to the stories that I think are worth sharing over there. Like I said, I've been writing a lot lately. I really went into the Nintendo Switch firmware update that just came out. Bunch of cool stuff in there. Yeah, just check that out, and maybe we'll do some streams as a group coming up here soon.
Yeah, I do want to post the link or the VOD of our Animal Crossing stream to Facebook.
Do it.
Well, from last week. But yeah, we will be right back here next week for episode 97 of the Pixel Street Podcast.